everyone, this is Reflections by Jane. I'm just going to come on and do a tutorial for you using a wreath builder template. You will need a stamp positioning tool, something similar to this. If you're new to stamping or not confident in stamping, buy one of these. I think I bought this for about £18. That's in the UK, obviously, and it's been invaluable for my stamping journey. I am going to use this quite a bit, but then I am going to use some acrylic blocks as well. So I'm just going to show you the card I'm going to recreate. So this is a card using the wreath builder. So I've stamped the wreath around the outside, and then I've used some 3D elements as well, so that you get a bit of dimension as well. So it's not just a flat card. You can just do it flat if you like flat cards, but I like dimension on my cards. So yeah, that's the card we're going to recreate today. I'm going to be using a couple of stamp sets from Alina Crafts. You can find her on Amazon and AliExpress. She is an original designer. She doesn't copy any designs, from other brands. She does do her own designs, either herself or she has designers that work with her as well. So I've got this lovely sentiment stamp set here, which is, I love the font on this. It's handwritten, and you can tell it's handwritten, and the font is beautiful. I like them kind of fonts. And also this, I've used it before, obviously, as you can see. I've had it quite a while actually, and I do like layering stamps, and they are quite tricky to get the hang of, but if you persevere, play about with the stamp set, don't try to get instant results. I find that if you get some scrap pieces of paper and practice stamping with them, you will perfect it, and you will get the hang of it fairly easily. Okay, so this stamp set, you've got a rose element here, you've got a rosebud element here, and sort of the stalk stems. You also get a couple of different leaves, and you also can buy coordinating dies for these as well. So I'll just grab some scraps. So these are some of the elements that I have recreated using the stamp set, and obviously you will need some different coloured inks. Okay, so we'll crack on. Firstly, I'd like to talk about the wreath builder template, which I have done here. Now, if you look, it's two squares overlapping, and you get this sort of star shape. Now, this square is 5 inches by 5 inches because that's the size of the card that I want to make. And so how you can recreate this is if you have some square dies, sort of nesting shapes. Say if you find the die that you want to create a card size, I hope I'm explaining this okay. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I will try my best to answer. So this die measures 5 inches by 5 inches. So I've cut it out there, and then I've measured the single point. See this points here on this die set particularly have a middle point as well. So you can mark them and then turn it around and then cut those bits out as well. And that will give you your perfectly sized wreath builder. Okay. Alternatively, if you have the dies, you can buy dies that are shaped like this. Unfortunately, this set doesn't go big enough to the card I want to create. I think this is 4 inches? Yeah, about 4 inches. So you could make a 4-inch card out of this die set. and I think I bought this one from AliExpress. So you've got options. You can use squares and just cut them out to make your wreath template, and then obviously you've got this and you can use it time and time again. Okay, so let's crack on and make the card. So I'm just going to remove my magnets out of the way. I hope you can see this okay. So I'm going to, I've got the shortest side there, and I've got a piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to put my magnets to hold the template down, and I'm going to put my, lay my card, so there. You can put a magnet on it to hold it as well, but I find you don't really need it. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this stamp set from Alina. Okay, and I want this bud here, this solid stamp. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to position it sort of where I want to rotate. So I find I like working from the right hand side. You can work from the left hand side and keep turning your paper around, but I like to work from the right side. So, and sort of position it where you want it, and I think about there is going to be just nice. Sorry, I can't look over the top because my camera's here, and if I move my head forward I'm likely to nudge my camera. So I'm just hoping that you can follow this along, okay, and you won't get too much interference with my noggin in the way. So pick up the stamp, and then I'm going to use pretty much the same colours as the card I recreated, which is there, but I think I might change the colours of the flowers slightly. So I'm using Catherine Paula inks, and on this card I used It's a Boy and Aquatini, and then I used Garden Party, and I think it was Grass Skirt. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, I picked up the stamp. I'm going to use Bellini, which is this a lovely peachy colour. So my ink pads are filthy. They are well loved. I use them a lot, and I have all the refills for them as well, so you can do different techniques with these ink pads. So I'm just going to stamp that down. I like to double stamp just to get a nice clean image. And then what you're going to do is pick your card up, rotate it so it's like so, and then stamp again. Easy peasy, not rocket science. It's fun. I love wreath cards. I am partial to a wreath card. I adore them. I think they look professional. You know, and they always tend to go down well as well. When I give somebody a wreath card for their birthday or anniversary, or you know, whatever occasion it is, they love them. I mean, they love handmade cards. Everybody loves a handmade card anyway, but I think wreath cards tend to look a bit classy, shall we say. Right, I'll speed this bit up so you're not listening to me waffle on. Okay, so this is the last one, and I have got a perfectly positioned wreath. So I've finished with Bellini. I can get rid of that one. Just grabbing a wipe, clean up my stamp tool. and my stamp. Okay, and get rid of that stamp. You could do the rose on a wreath if you've got a bigger template. Say if you wanted to do like a 7x7 card, I think the rose might fit in each gap, and you also could mask off the rose by cutting it out of some low tack paper and mask it off and do like an overlapped wreath. That would look really nice. But there would be a lot of masking involved in that, and I don't want to have this video too long, if you know what I mean. So I'll finish with that. I'm going to take that away. I find this next step easier using acrylic blocks. Obviously, if you want to carry on using your stamp positioning tool, lay the stamp over that way, feel free to do it, but I find this easier to do by hand. So next up, I want this stamp here, and I'm going to lay that on my block, and this time I'm going to use, where are you, Tutti Frutti? There you are. So I'm going to use Tutti Frutti, and I'm going to stamp each one individually. See, I just find it easier to line up the stamp with an acrylic block, and you get that darker effect. I've gone off slightly there, but I'm not bothered. It's a handmade card. Don't aim for perfection when making cards. They don't have to be perfect. See, how easy was that? And I'm doing this without looking right over the top to line up the stamp. So that tells you how easy that is to do. Okie dokie. Right, the next one, the next layer I'm going to use is this one here. It's got sort of a solid piece here. Hope you can see. I'm just checking my camera to make sure you can see. Perhaps if I move across a bit. I do apologise if you can't see properly. So the next piece I'm going to use is this one here. It's got like a solid stalk there. So I'm just going to use my bigger block. There we go. And this time I'm going to use Lime Ricky, which is a lovely green. It's more of a muddy green than, say, grass skirt. I think Lime Ricky is a bit muddier, shall we say. And so I'm just going for a bit of difference in the colours. And now I'm going to line this up so that the base of this little bud is touching the base of the grass, the leafy part. Like so. Press that down well. Oh, I've got a smudge. I'm not bothered. That smudge, happy accident, because it's going to get covered anyway. Okay. So I got my fingers in the ink. And again, stamp that down. See how easy that is. Now, I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating. Oh dear. And I think that looks really, really pretty. Okay. So, I'll finish with Lime Ricky for a little while. On this card, I stamped the leaves. And they work just as well as all the others. As good, just as good as these stamps. The main rose, the main focal point, it all works beautifully together, and they have a play with them, and you will get some lovely results, I promise. So on this card, I stamped the leaves as well, but I'm not going to do this on this card. I just wanted the rosebud wreath. Right, so I'm just going to stamp out the rose in more or less the same colours as the rosebuds. So put that to one side. Now you want this solid stamp first. Now there's a few points of this stamp that I will point out in a moment that make it easy for you to line up the layers. So I'm just inking up that stamp really well, and then I'm going to squish that down. Don't worry about it not having full coverage straight away. See, it's a little splotchy, but you get that with solid stamps anyway. But don't worry about that, because the other layers are going to go over the top. Next, you want this one, which has got the more solid areas in it. Place that on your acrylic block. I'm going to go with a darker ink. For this one, I'm using Orange Twist. And I'm going to line this up from the bottom. You see this sort of wavy bit at the bottom? Well, there's a wavy bit at the bottom here as well. So I'm going to line that up with that. Okay, and you get that effect, which looks a lot darker and very pretty. And then the next one is this one. It's got more solid areas as well. And on this set of 4, you also get the outline. I'm not going to use that one today. You could also use that outline stamp, just stamp that in any colour you want, and then do your colouring techniques, you know, watercolouring, alcohol markers, crayons, whatever you want to colour, however you like to colour. You've also got that solid image as well, so you could colour that in. So when I buy stamp sets and dies, I like to look at things and think, well, I can do more than one thing with that stamp set. It's not just a layering stamp set. You can use it for other things. Right, let's crack on. I'll put the lid back on that. And I'm going back to Tutti Frutti. Oops. And I've got, again, that bottom bit there, and there's also like a triangle in the centre of that, and that will line up perfectly like so. And you get an even more darker shade. So you get the dimension. Layering stamps are designed so that you get different elements of dimension on your projects, and this stamp set is no exception to that rule. And then obviously you've got the coordinating die, which is that large one there, to cut that out. But I've already done it, and the ink's dry, because that ink is still wet at the moment, but once it's dry it'll look like that, and I think that's really pretty, and that's going to go in the centre of my card. Okay, so the leaves, I want these larger leaves here. Oh, but with the leaves, what I recommend you do is stamp the outline first, which is this one. And I'm going to go with Lime Ricky, like so. And again, you could just stamp these and then colour the leaves in however you like. You know, you don't have to use them as a layering stamp set. They can be used as just how, you know, to practice your colouring techniques. Okay, and for the centre, I want the solid. And then I'm going to go with a lighter green, which is Garden Party. Sorry, excuse me. So I'm going to ink that up really well because it is a solid stamp. Give it a few gentle taps. And then we're going to, sorry if you can see my head, line that up like so. There's a little bit missing there. Not bothered about that at all. Ink that up and line that up. I think I might have missed that bit a bit, but if I wasn't filming, I'd have my head right over the top of my project, but obviously I'm doing it for you guys. But yeah, you see how lovely they've turned out. So when you're stamping the leaves, remember, do the outline first and then do the centre. If you're using an acrylic block, obviously. You might find it easier with the stamp positioning tool, but I just didn't mind using the acrylic blocks. Okay. So now I just need to cut out these leaves. I've only got the little ones. And they're a bit too little for the project, so I wanted the larger ones. So yeah, I've got my, that's the larger leaf, that one. Just grab my die cutting machine. My trusty Big Shot. I do have a Gemini, but that's off to the side, and so I'm just sorry if my head's in the way and I've just nudged my camera. I do apologise. Just making sure I've got that in the right place before I run it through Bertie Big Shot. Okay, and then that should just push out like so, and you get a lovely die cut. And I'm just going to, sorry, I can't see whether I've got that lined up well enough. Again, I'd have my head over the top. And I'd probably stand up as well, but I'm sitting down at the moment. Okay, and just push that one out. And again, you've got two lovely leaves. Just stick that on there. I'll cut that flower out in a little while, and then I can save that for another project. Okay, because obviously that smudge there, ooh, smudges, don't like smudges. But yeah, it's looking okay. Okay, so I'm just going to matte and layer that onto, I've got some lovely green pearlescent card here, and I just thought that would be a striking contrast to the colours I've chosen. I'm using tape. Although this cardstock is 250 GSM, and if I use wet glue, it might warp the card slightly, and I don't want that. Oh dear, I picked up a cat hair there. Cat owners will know the struggle. If you're a cat owner, I'll post the link to my Facebook group in the description box below. Feel free to request to join, share your projects. And if you're a cat owner, show me your cats. I am a bit partial to cat photos and funny cat videos. You know, the ones you found on YouTube that are of cats doing strange and wonderful things. Well, yeah, that's my jam. Right, so just using the tape to adhere this down. Now this square piece is 5 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, so you've got that lovely border around the edge of your card, like so. There you go. I think that looks quite lovely. And then I've got a craft card base here. I do love a bit of craft. This is I think this is 6 inches. Yeah, just under 6 inches by 6 inches. So just get rid of them. And at this point, I don't mind using glue, because I do want that little bit of wiggle room to make sure I get the panel in the right place. Okie dokie. I think that looks pretty central. And then for this, I'm going to glue those on here. Just a little bit of glue, and then decide where I want them. So I think about there. Yeah. Oh, wrong side. Oh dear, not concentrating. And then instead of having one on each side, I'm going to put these two together. I think that will look quite classy. Like so. And that's going to sit on the top there. So I have got some, I've got some foam tape somewhere. So excuse me while I go in my adhesive drawer and find where they are. Oh dear. Oh no, I've got some famous Create and Craft stickers here, foam pads. And then I'm just going to decide where I want it. Do I want it that side, or do I want it that side? Let's have a look, shall we? To the left or to the right? Oh, to the right and up, I think. Sort of, yeah, sort of there. There we go. Let's go and just close that drawer for Maddie to get up and then trip over it. Oh dear me. There we go. That looks pretty. Shall we do a sentiment? Yeah, let's do a sentiment. We have got this beautiful stamp set. So you've got happy birthday, bless you, wishing you a wonderful day, get well soon, you're so kind, you're in my heart, you made my day, thank you, you mean the world to me, I would love to steal your hugs. Love that sentiment. Thank you for caring, you are amazing, because you're the best a friend can wish for. Thank you for being the reason I smile. Really, really lovely sentiments. It's not just happy birthday, happy anniversary, thank you, how are you? You know, you just lovely, lovely sentiments. And on the other card, I used bless you. I thought that was really, really lovely. So I think I'm going to make this a get well soon card, and I'm going to donate this card then to my local hospital's charity shop, because they are always crying out for get well soon cards for patients, you know, and they make a bit of money by selling the cards as well, so why not? So I've got an acrylic block here. I've just got a scrap piece of black card. I think black will be a nice contrast on the card. I could use craft actually. Craft might tie in, and white embossing powder. Yeah, let's have a look, shall we? I've got a bit of craft card here. So let's have a Right, dust that with some anti-static powder. Craft card is quite forgiving anyway in that respect. And then I've got Versamark, which I burnt with my heat tool. Can you see? Oh dear. Yeah, I had an accident. My heat tool, I turned it on to warm it up for a project and didn't realise that my ink pad was sort of sat on my desk and it was slowly melting. Right, so I've inked that up. I'm going to stamp that down there just nicely. Yeah, I've got a nice image there. And then just a scrap piece of copy paper to catch your embossing powder. Chuck some embossing powder on it. Don't be precious about it. Get the job done. It's fun. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. Do it again. Right, I'm just going to turn this on. So sorry for the noise for a minute. While my heat gun's heating up, I usually do a bit of tidying up. Oh dear me. Let's clean that down. And then when embossing, heat from the back. Oh, I've got a stray bit of powder there. Bear with me. Oh no, it's just a mark in the craft card. Heat from the back. And then go into the front. There we go. Look how pretty that looks. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sorry, I don't know whether I put the autophoto focus on my camera. So sorry if it's not focusing. Right, okay. And then what you can either do is just get your trimmer and get it as straight as you can. But I have, where are they? Some of these like rectangular strips, and there's different widths. They're all the same length, but the widths are different. So I like these because I can cut out my sentiment and get it sort of uniform, like so. Right. Get it quite straight. A bit of tape on the edge like so. Grab Bertie Big Shot again. Bung that in there. Bung that on there. Whiz it through. If I'm doing a lot of heavy duty die cutting, I use my Gemini, but for little things like this I just like to use Bertie. Oh, there we go, and that's cut out lovely. So you've got quite a straight oh, let's move them out of the way. I'll do some housekeeping and tidying up once I've finished this project. Okay, so you've got a nice, fairly even strip there. And because I know it's fairly even, I'm just going to use my trimmer just to knock that down a little bit, like so. Let's have a look, see how the craft looks on top of the rose. You could do it to the side as well, or you could do it in the middle, or you could do it to this side. Decisions. So you could either do it there or just do it straight across the middle of the flower. Oh, I think I'm going to do that. And I am just going to cut a couple of pieces. Actually, I think one will do, yeah. And pop that up. Right, tea ruler. Invaluable piece of crafting equipment. to get things straight. Oops, a daisy, don't want that to stick to the desk. So I want that to, let's grab some tweezers, that might help. Grab some tweezers. And you know that that's going to be fairly straight. And that just says get well soon. Right, if you don't like all this white space, you could add some gems or sequins, whatever tickles your fancy. But I just like the simplicity of that. And yeah, I think they make lovely cards. What do you think? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Is it not your style? I like fairly clean, and I do like different styles of cards. I like clean and simple, and I like grungy. I like whatever kind of mood I'm in. You know, that always I don't know, sways what kind of project I make. But yeah, I like clean and simple. I like grungy. I like anything crafty, basically. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, do all those normal things you do when you like videos, and follow Alina Crafts on YouTube as well. She's brilliant, a lovely lady. Even though there is a bit of a language barrier sometimes, she you know, she's very good at speaking English, and yeah, but she's a lovely lady and does all her own design, so there's no knockoffs here. Okay, thumbs up, see you soon, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.